Professor Tommaso Gori from Mainz, University Clinic in Mainz. Pleasure to have you here at the EuroPCR. You have been an experienced user of the QFR, have done many cases, and we are also now going into the next step of QFR IMR to see whether we can use the QFR to also look at the microvascular, microcoronary or microvascular resistance. That is a new application that we have now for research purposes to really demonstrate what the possibilities and limitations, but also particularly the opportunities are. You have, written also some proposals. Can you explain us a little bit what you're planning to do in terms of QFR IMR and also how important it is in your opinion? Well, please go ahead. Yeah.
Well, so IMR remains a little bit actually IMR, microvascular function remains a little bit of a black box in the coronary care. Surely there are many more patients that have a disease of the microcirculation than we actually think. We don't know very much about them because the methods are not very well standardized, I have to say, invasive or non-invasive methods. There is no real non-invasive method to detect ischemia induced by microvascular dysfunction. So it's also hard to have a gold standard to compare any new invasive or non-invasive method for the diagnosis. So what I'm doing now is I'm coordinating a registry throughout Germany with 1,000 patients where we measure microvascular function, and we will see what the parameters are that influence the prognosis of patients and characterize those patients as well. And as well, we're doing a randomized control trial out of this registry study with different types of treatments for microvascular function. So what I'm interested into is particularly important, I believe, or a particular application of your method is the detection of microvascular disturbances in patients that receive a stent. This is a black box in the black box, I believe, because in a patient that has ischemia and an epicardial stenosis, usually we treat the epicardial stenosis and we don't even come to the idea of measuring the microvascular resistances because the epicardial stenosis explains the ischemia in our minds at least. So there probably are mixed phenotypes of epicardial and microvascular disease that influence the prognosis of patients or the symptoms of the patients, and those are not really investigated.
So if I understand you correctly, I mean, first what we the patients we often emphasize those without epicardial disease and they have microcirculatory disease, but you are really looking at patients who have also epicardial disease.
Yeah.
They are stenting, and then also measure what there is the amount of microcirculatory resistance that is there.
Yeah. After that. Yeah.
After that. So, and then so that is after the PCI. And do you also then follow them up one way or the other, or
we do it regularly? Yeah, within this registry, we do up to 5 years.
Okay. So that is really a big effort.
Yeah, it's a relatively large study. As I said, throughout Germany. So
it's with 12 sites in.
It's 10 to 15 sites. We are now up to 8, but slowly it's going forward.
Okay.
So adding to the invasive measurements, also a non-invasive measurement, and validating it in this setting would be interesting.
Yeah.
Of course, anything that can be done non-invasively is an important add-up for patients.
And then for the IMR, they send the data to you, and you do like a core lab analysis.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So that is a very important new study that you're setting up at your registry.
Yeah.
And for 5 years follow-up, so we still need to wait for some time.
That's true.
But certainly you are characterizing the patients post PCI, of of course, with the QFR, but also with the microcirculatory resistance. So you have both data sets basically as part of the registry.
Yeah.
So that gives already an indication how extensive the disease is after the PCI.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's our initial efforts, and then let's see how it evolves.
Excellent. Well, I certainly wish you much success with the study.
Thank
We
you.
will be implementing the IMR shortly in your center, and then I'm sure we, with regular, say, discussions by Teams or Zoom, we are very eager to learn from all your developments.
Yeah.
So thank you very
Happy to
much,
help.
and I wish you much success.
Thank you very much for inviting me to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.